good.
Coach Nick Sirianni, available at Podium 5.
Going into the San Francisco game, we talked a lot about, that we knew we were physically tough, and I just wanted to remind them how mentally tough they were. So going into that game, we talked about some failures that we had in our lives that we've overcome to get into the position that we were in last week and obviously into this position that we're in this week. So I just reminded them of that all the things that we've went through in our lives that, was something that was adversity, that we'll overcome this too, because, the type of guys that we have in there, that we'll use this to motivate us. We'll use this pain. We'll use this failure to motivate us so we can make it a strength.
Coach, how tough it to tap this year?
Yeah, to me, Jalen played the best game I've seen him play, and in the 2 years we've been together, he was outstanding. I really thought he was in complete control. He did things with his legs in the run game. He did things with his arm in the pass game. Made some unbelievable throws, unbelievable reads. I thought he played outstanding, and really you look at the game, and that was good for the NFL in the sense that the two best quarterbacks in the NFL played against each other on the biggest stage and the biggest lights, and Jalen played great.
Coach, to have this journey this whole year, everything, the ups and downs, the things you guys have been through, have to come so close in this last game.
It always hurts, right? Anytime you don't come out on top, regardless of what you're competing at, it burns you, and it gets a lot of credit to them. All the credit to them. They played a great game. It's a really good football team, well-coached football team. But it hurts. And like I said, we'll use this pain, we'll use this failure for motivation for us moving forward. Yeah, I've dreamed about this, since I've been 2 years old. I've said to our guys, some of you guys have been dreaming about this since you've been 2. Some of you since you've been in Pee Wee football. Some of you since high school, college, or even when you got to the pro. But we've all been dreaming of it. And growing up in a family of a football coach with a dad that's a football coach, older brothers that played football. This is what you dream of being in this moment. And so it's just emotional because there's a lot of work, not just by myself, but a lot of people, starting with my wife and my kids, my brothers, my dad, that help, and just so many people, the coaches that I've had, teammates that I've had that helped me get to that moment. So just emotional in that moment, knowing where we were and at that moment.
Coach, do you think
we'll have to look at the tape and see all the things that went wrong. But you can't give a team like that, and they a short field or 7 points off of a turnover. So they had the 7 points off of that. They had the ball on the 4-yard line off of a punt return. But we'll look at it. I can't tell you exactly this or that. But I thought. We're playing a really good offense, and we gave up 24 points, at the end of the day. But it's tough to give them a short field, and so that's why this is the ultimate team game. That we're all in this together, offense, defense, special teams, and so I just felt like a couple times we put the defense in a tough spot in that scenario.
Andy Reid is on his way to the winning coach interview room.
I'm not. It's not my job to, you'll see me on the sideline. I'm going to argue with different things of calls here and there, but it's not my job to make the call. Those guys got to do that in split second, scenarios. And so, that's what he saw, and he called it. And so that's never it. I know it always appears to be that. It's one call that makes it's not what it is, right? It's not what it is. There's so many plays that contribute to the end result of the game, and today they were better than we were.
Nick, what did you say to Jalen after the game? After he put in an MVP-like performance in this game, what did you say to him about losing this game?
I know it hurt. He's hurt, and he's hurting, and I just said, we'll work our butts off every day to make sure. I know he's going to get better from this. and he played really good, and that's why I keep saying I don't think we know what Jalen's ceiling is, right? Because he just can continue to get better. But I just said I was happy for him that he played his butt off. He left it all out there. Played good in the run game, played good in the pass game, was in complete control of our offense. And he led us to 35 points. And I just told him I was happy for him that that he really it just wasn't this year. And I told him I thought it was his best game that he's played. And it wasn't just this game. It was this entire season that he's shown to be a special leader, a special player. And I'm sure glad that he's our quarterback.
Nick, was there something in particular they were doing to mitigate the pass rush?
They did a good job of getting the ball out quick. They had some good they did good in the run game. I think they had, I don't know, you guys could tell me, I think they were over 150 yards in the run game. So where you're playing the run a little bit. There's some things that we had the pass game on, that we had some rushes on that they ended up running the ball well out of. And so I just thought they did a good job of getting the ball out quick. I thought they did a good job of running the football. And, hey, they got one of the best players on the planet on their football team, so he's going to make some plays. And Travis Kelce, all their guys, Smith-Schuster made a lot of good plays as well. Yeah, those guys are thinking through everything and talking through everything. Sure, we talk about everything on there, on the sideline there. And, I got a ton of trust in our defensive staff. Like I said, they did it. They, give the Chiefs credit. They had some completions that they got the ball out quick to mitigate our pass rush. They were chipping, they were thumping on the edge on our pass rushers. Helping the guys out. They did a good job of just knowing what our strength was and trying their best to mitigate it.
What happened with the turf? It said there was a report in the game that you guys were changing your cleats. How slippery was the turf? How big a deal was that?
Yeah. No. When you say something like that, it's like we both had to play on that turf, right? It's not like we were playing on ice and they were playing on grass. We all had to play on it. We all had to figure out our shoes. Sometimes, you do your best to figure out this playing surface as soon as you possibly can. Sometimes you have to change cleats in the middle of the game. Just because what's working for you. Same way as if you had to change a game plan or change a play or whatever you have to do. And so it was just adjusting to a little bit of the slippage that was going on the field. But it's not like I said, that had nothing to do with anything, and we just had to get used to it.
You're gonna do a couple more, just like your time at Mountain Union. There's no such thing as moral victories. But how proud of you are you of this team? What did it mean to you to have so much people back at home pulling for you today?
Yeah, that means a lot. Like I said, there's a lot of people that contribute to everybody's, not just my journey, but everybody's journey in that locker room. We all have people, we all have family, we all have teammates, coaches that have contributed to helping us get here. And so, again, we wanted to finish the job for them. It just wasn't in God's will today. And again, congratulations to the Chiefs.
What about halftime? Obviously, it's different here in the Super Bowl. It's longer. You guys played so well in the first half. Anything going on there that you can put your finger on?
No, they came in and they, after halftime they went right down and scored to cut it to 3. We talked about what was working for us, what we wanted to continue to do. Hey, what we can anticipate them potentially doing. They did a good job of adjusting. And apparently, with us, them beating us in the second half, we didn't do as good a job as they did. So, adjusting. So, we'll all look at ourselves in the mirror and drag ourselves through the mud in attempts to get better. And like I said, we got to do a better job, coaching in the second half. And but a credit to them.
Nick, immediately after the fumble, y'all went right back to Jalen's legs from the first play of that drive to the touchdown. How intentional was that, and what message were you trying to send to Penny?
Just we're trying to run our best plays that we had available to us that we felt like that were going to work. A guy drops a pass, you don't stop throwing it to him. A guy fumbles the football, you don't stop running him. A guy throws an interception, you don't stop throwing it. So it was hey, that's been our thought process all year. That's what, when we say dog mentality, that's what we mean. We mean that we have to be in the moment. There's going to be ups and downs in this game, but make sure that we're in the moment of the next play, having the right mindset to go out and accomplish the next play. So it was just more of, we know our guys have that mindset and are able to do that. It was just more of, hey, this is what we believed was going to work that drive, and that's why we used it.
Last one, folks.
I'll get you. Man, we have a lot of good people in this organization, starting with all the players that we have, and I know we have some free agents. There'll be time to discuss that. There'll be time to talk through all that. But I know we got a good nucleus of guys back to continue to build on, and so there was a lot of good football this year. We did a lot of good things as a team. Like I said, there's this one stings, this one hurts. We'll no doubt get better from it, but. We got a good young quarterback that's played a phenomenal year. Just a phenomenal year, and good offensive line, good defense. It just all accounts, and we'll like I said, we know we have the right people in place, and then just this organization's a special organization that there's a lot of special people in this organization led by Mr. Lurie.
Last one, Brooks. What was your view on the holding call?
There's going to be calls that are going to get questioned, right? Not only by the referees. There's going to be questionable things that I do, or there's going to be questionable things that Coach Gannon does, or Coach Steichen does, or Jalen does. We understand that, but it's never about one play. It's never about one play, and they got to make that call in a split decision. I'm not here to debate whether it was the right call or the wrong call. Of course, sometimes I'm like, well, hey, I mean, it went against us. Of course I don't like it, but they got to do a hard job in split-second decisions, but it never comes down to one play, even though at times it perceives to. And that's the parity of this league, that you can always track. You can always think like, well, it was just this play, and that's just not the case. There's however many plays that we had on offense. There's however many plays that the Chiefs had on offense, and then there's all those special teams plays too. And so again, like I said, they got a hard job to do in split second, and I haven't seen all the clips, but hey, that's not what wins or loses you the game.
Thanks, Coach.